Peace, 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 everybody. Brother James, House of Healing, Light, a higher frequency school of energy being. Good evening. How are you, everybody doing? We just want to continue on with what we were saying yesterday. Tips for the great lock-in 2025. Today we want to talk about something important, and that is your mindset. Your mindset is very key, pivotal to your success. Having the proper mindset. But we're going to do something interesting. We're going to go to the beginning and to really look at what the proper mindset consists of. Okay, let's go to the very beginning. The creator creates himself and then creates everything else. Now, when he creates everything, he's given everything a distinct aim, purpose, law, rule, and regulation that undergirds it. Okay, take that in. This is why the Holy Quran says that the universe is created in truth, because everything in creation has laws, rules, regulations, aim, purpose that undergirds it, that becomes its truth. That's how you know the sun is a sun. That's how you know a planet is a planet. Okay. Now that we understand that, let us understand that that also means the proper mindset is going to come from understanding these laws, rules, regulations, aim, and purpose of whatever you're working with. Whatever you're trying to do, you must understand the laws, rules, regulations, the aim, and the purpose that undergird it. That's what would allow you to be successful in learning how to align with it, how to be in the law and using the law, and in some instances, slightly bending the law. But you gotta understand what the laws, rules, and regulations are. What does that mean? If you want to lose weight, you gotta understand what weight is, what causes it. You gotta understand what is good fat, what's bad fat, what is your proper fat index, what is the proper weight for your height and your body size, what is your metabolism, what habits do you have. Then you check it against the rules, regulations, and laws and start saying, oh, well, I need to change this. In order to get this result, I have to do this. It's like a brother, shout out to Brother Scott Muhammad, who told me one day, you can't be a vegetarian and not study the science of food. If you're going to be a vegetarian, you need to know how can you get the right vitamins, minerals, and other things your body needs on a daily basis to continue to work in a good, wholesome manner. So it's when you understand these things that you can begin to develop the proper mindset. Now you know how to look at whatever it is that you are striving to accomplish. Now you got the laws, the rules, the regulations, the aim, the purpose, and now you can fine tune with the some other things, and we can begin to make things happen. But you need the mindset, but the mindset has to understand what is it working with? What is it working with in terms of what undergirds your goal? And what is it working with as far as you as an individual? How can we work within the framework of whatever it is that we're trying to do? And what do we need to change? See, you got to be open to change. That's why I'm going to say this. You can't be the type of person that just says to themselves, I'm just me and I'm just going to do me. Okay, be careful, because when you say that, you're now instilling in your mind, in your spirit, that you're cool being the way that you are. But does that help you to ascend, to elevate, to obtain the things that you're working towards? No. You just shut yourself off and almost shut yourself down because you said that, and you want to conceive that to mean I'm cool being the way that I am. But if you know the laws, rules, and regulations, you know, well, hey, I have to tweak and change this in order to be successful, in order for me to be in line with those laws, rules, and regulation and aim and purpose. So we have to develop the right mindset. You have to stay open because you're going to have to make some changes. Another friend of mine, shout out to Brother Antoine, who told me the mindset of a millionaire is not the same mindset of a billionaire. They're two different mindsets. You're dealing with things on different levels. So, again, don't shoot yourself in the foot and start telling yourself that you know it's got to be my way or it's got to be this way. No, the proper mindset is you got to study whatever it is that you are striving to do. Learn the rules, regulations, laws, aim, and purpose that undergird it. Then you can work with it. Look at yourself and be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Then you can start to put the framework together. Now I have the proper mindset. I'm working on my will, because you're not going to go too far without a strong will. You need a will, but you got to be open, because you got to be open to make the changes. Like I said, to go from a millionaire mindset to a billionaire mindset, you have to be open to the changes that will happen. The new rules and regulations, aim and purpose that you will have to adapt to. Okay? I want us to be successful. We got to take these things into consideration. Proper mindset. But all of this means that, like I said on the first tips, got to be a scientist. You have to be ready to be a scientist, because you're going to have to study yourself, and you're going to have to study whatever it is. If you're trying to be a millionaire, then you need to study what it takes to be a millionaire, to learn the proper mindset so that you can carry out the laws, rules, and regulations, creative thought process to make it happen. You have to come out of the mindset of thinking just because you want it, you're going to get it. Or if you just long for it enough, it'll just come to you. No, understand what every wealthy person understands. There's always some work involved. Always some work involved. And you're going to have to constantly be open to change, because technology is changing. You have to figure out how to keep up. And I'm an old person, and I know how hard that is, trying to keep up with technology and trying to balance everything, because you don't want to lose your morality, your integrity. You don't want to just go with every fad. No. But you have to be willing to change, to make those changes, and to accept the mindset that's going to help you to go where you need to go. So understand study, understand openness, and having a strong will. And take classes. Take our classes. Go to www.houseofhealinglight.com and take those classes. It's going to change your frequency, change your mind. All right. For those of my Instagram people, I'm going to have to say peace. But for you that are here, still here with me, on YouTube. Let's understand part of your mindset is you got to have a go-getter attitude. You have to be able to continually move in a way, excuse me, continually move in a way that's going to take you higher. Okay? So that's another part of your mindset that you have to have. I don't want to say take no prisoners because I don't want you to really think on too much of an aggressive side of things. But you do have to be ready because the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said that business is warfare, but it's also the art of fair dealing. That's another thing you have to put inside of your mindset. You want to be fair with your clients and the people who are buying your product. You want to be fair with whoever you may be producing with. Have fairness all around the board to help you to continually be successful. Okay? And also, the great people and the great empires of the past and today, we must learn to think forward, not just think enough to accomplish something, but start thinking about what you're going to do once you accomplish it. We must be a people that constantly raises the bar and gives more and more goals. Don't stop. You have to continue. You have to continually ascend. This is what Allah wants for all of us today. You need to ascend. I need to ascend. And I'll say this one last thing before I let us go. Don't beat yourself up. All of this is a learning process, and that's another part of your mindset. Do not look at everything as in a win fail. Look at everything as a learning process. If you failed something, then you just learned what not to do. If you were successful, you learned what to do. But if you want to move forward, you have to be willing to take chances. A lot of us have fear of failure, fear of success. But once you come to the realization that mistakes are going to be made, just based on the simple fact that we don't know everything. When you truly take that into consideration and you start looking at everything as a learning experience and you don't crush yourself, but you just allow yourself to learn the lessons, you'll end up being successful if you keep moving. So I'm going to end there and wanted to let you know we have classes coming up. I believe Wednesday, I think it's the 19th. We have our Your Peaceful Place. Make sure you check it out. Go to www.houseofhealinglight.com and go ahead and sign up. And it's right there on the front page. Just scroll down a little bit. You'll see it. Because, again, having the proper mind state, but always having your mind in chaos doesn't help you. But having the proper mind state, mindset, and having peace allows you to think better, make better moves, less mistakes. All right, y'all. Y'all go ahead and y'all work with that and start putting some comments in. Let me know what's going on, what you're thinking about, so that we can talk about it. Because it's time to grow. As I said during Reiki Day, it's time to ascend. Allah wants us to ascend. But we can't do that if we don't start talking with one another and giving knowledge to one another. All right, so with that, go to the site www.houseofhealinglight.com. Check out the classes, sign up for the classes, and let's go. All right, peace.